we start things by discussing LeBron James and Doc Rivers, who yesterday did some video calls with the media. Now, one thing that stood out from Doc, he said the Clippers really were just getting on a roll when the season was suspended. He also said that the Clippers played their D game in a close loss to the Lakers back in March. And as for LeBron James, he said he was surprised just how quickly the Lakers all came together this season. So, Shannon, I start with you. What's your biggest takeaway from what you heard yesterday?
Well, let's start with LeBron first, Skip. I think LeBron realized that, and he said it, he was surprised how well they had played together, because basically this is a new ball club. JaVale was there last year and played, but you figure AD, you figure Danny Green, you figure Avery Bradley. So these are a lot of new pieces that they've added to the mix. They were playing a lot better than LeBron said he thought they would at that point in time. They were playing better than everybody, considering that the over-under was about 49 games, and here they are on pace to win 64 games when the season was suspended. LeBron also realized that this was a great opportunity for him to add his fourth ring, and what a squandered opportunity this would be if the season was suspended and not resumed. So he understands what's at stake here. He wants the season to continue. I think everybody wants the season to continue. Doc, on the other hand, Doc knows exactly what he's doing, Skip. Oh, we were starting to play well. Well, the Lakers had won 11 of 13. Doc and the Clippers team had won 7 of 8. Both teams were playing extremely well. Both teams had everybody back, Skip. You know, their lineup with PG and Pat Bev and all those guys being finally healthy. They were there. So they were playing well. But let's not pretend like the Lakers were in a slump. And Doc said, well, we played our D game. See, Doc has to keep painting that picture. Guys, we're better than them. We're better than them. You didn't play your D game because the big two on both teams, Skip, they pushed the last time they met. Both guys, I think, 58 points, 30 and 28 for LeBron and AD, and 27 and 31 for PG and Kawhi. So they got to push. They got 20 points off the bench from Trez. The Lakers got an outstanding game from Avery Bradley. Their bench, the Clippers obviously have the better bench. They outscored the Lakers. But see, Doc, you played your D game and lost. We played our F game and won. You see how I did that right there, Skip? You can say whatever. At the end of the day, you still got to play these games. I like where the Lakers are. I like the way they were playing. LeBron, and I told you, I don't know if you've been listening, Skip, but you hear C.J. McCollum say that LeBron is still the best player in the league. Trae Young says, I felt that the Lakers were going to win the title because I had started to see a different look in LeBron James' eyes. Now, they don't have to say that. See, when I told you I went to First Entertainment, you know, you wanted to scoff at me. What are they supposed to say? They weren't supposed to say anything. I saw that look, and I told you what was going to happen that Friday night to the Bucks. I told you what was going to happen again on Sunday to the Clippers, and it happened. Oh, if we resume this thing, we're going to pick right up where we left off, busting heads.
Interesting. What you just said is not what I heard LeBron say. So I have a whole lot to say about what both LeBron and Doc said, but the first takeaway that I would like to point out is how weird was it that the two LA franchises that we all think are going to go head-to-head if, in fact, we have playoffs and basically decide this year's championship in the Western Conference Final. And how weird was it that these two franchises, the spokesman for one is LeBron James, the spokesman for the other is Doc Rivers, had dueling press conferences out of the blue on, what was it, April, I'm losing track of the days, April 8th yesterday. Out of the blue, Doc Rivers does a big video conference with his local reporters, and a lot of them share reporters, the Lakers and Clippers, and it almost felt like they had intel that LeBron was scheduled to do his media session via Zoom or FaceTime or whatever he was doing. I think it was Zoom. And it's weird that Doc preempted LeBron yesterday and one-upped him with a much stronger press conference than LeBron's, because my biggest takeaway from listening to both, reading about both, was Doc left me fired up. LeBron left me let down, because that is the most ho-hum I've ever heard LeBron in any media session. Usually LeBron will say one or two or three or four things that will knock me out of my chair. That was the most boring LeBron media session I have ever heard in all my years closely following LeBron James. While Doc was gung-ho, fired up, let's get it on, let's do this, we're ready to go. We were about to go on a crazy run, and we'll play anybody, anywhere, in any kind of format in the playoffs. We'll do NCAA one and done if you want to do that. We'll do best of three if you want to do that. Doc was even quoting Dr. Zeus. We'll do it in a house. We'll do it in I don't know what he was talking about, in a mouse. But he was just as on fire as I've ever heard Doc Rivers in any media session. I love to listen to Doc anyway, but he was really revved up yesterday. And LeBron was strangely, weirdly, low-key. It was like he was resigned to his fate, almost like he had heard something from the league office. Maybe it was like Doc was so optimistic there was going to be playoffs. LeBron was so pessimistic, and maybe Commissioner Silver, I don't know, somebody whispered in LeBron's ear, then it's starting to look doubtful that the NBA is going to have any playoffs. I have no idea. Maybe LeBron got his wrist slapped for, remember what he did on that road tripping podcast when he used profanity about, I ain't doing that. You know what? I ain't playing in front of no fans. And at least yesterday, LeBron had done a 180 on that and said, hey, if it comes to that, if we have to do it in a single site in Las Vegas, if that's all we got in front of no fans, I guess we'll have to do it that way. But I still thought, Shannon, that I would hear more optimism from LeBron about his chances and the Lakers' chances, because I thought it came right on time that LeBron got a great break because he needed a break. He needed a rest. He had been pushing so hard to win MVP. I thought he had just barely taken the lead over Giannis. And right on time, he got to take some time off if, in fact, there's going to be playoffs. And on the other side, Doc was so fired up about the Clippers' chances when they were starting to click. And all of a sudden, the rug got jerked out from under them because they needed reps. They needed more games because that's a team that got thrown together. Obviously, Kawhi and Paul George have played very few games together. Their whole roster hasn't been together except for 12 games this year. So LeBron and AD have been together all year, and I thought they had a big advantage that way. So my final takeaway was I loved everything Doc said, even down to we played our D game, and we were still in that game 3 against the Lakers, which is true because Kawhi hit a jump shot with 4:18 left in the game to cut it to 6. It was still teetering on a game. And then guess who? Avery Bradley came down and hit another 3, his 5th 3 of the second half. He made 4 in the third quarter while LeBron was scoring 0 points on 0 shots. And that was the Avery Bradley game. Well, is Avery Bradley going to do that again? No, he's not going to do that again. So I think it's advantage Clippers that way over the Lakers. And I think Doc can't wait to play the Lakers again. And maybe Doc is more optimistic about there being playoffs than LeBron.
Yeah, and that's what it is, Skip. Optimism versus realism. And LeBron and Adam Silver says, look, I'm not even thinking about making a decision until May. Doc is doing all this fire and brimstone for what? Because LeBron says, I'd rather be ho-hum and get up as opposed to being up and being let down. It's kind of like Christmas, Skip. You know, I'm getting, ooh, yeah, I'm about to get this gift. I'm going to get this gift. And then Santa doesn't come. As opposed to like, man, I don't know if I'm going to get anything. And then I got all these presents under the tree. You see the difference? Excuse me. Which one are you going to be most excited about? Skip, look, I get what Doc's doing. Doc's trying to, we played our D game. And you mentioned about LeBron, excuse me, scoring 0 points on 0 shots in the third. Would tell the people at home what he did in the fourth. Paul George, the 2 best wing players. They might be the 2 best wing players that we've seen since Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, along with Pat Bev. What did LeBron do to him in the fourth quarter when you say that's the money quarter with those 2 best wing players in the last 20 years and a ball hog on the point guard in Pat Bev? What did he do? 12 points, 3 assists, took the game over. And AD, That is the guy you've got no answer for. At least you can throw bodies at LeBron. You can throw Kawhi. You can throw Paul George. You can throw JaMychal Green and Marcus Morris. But you got no answer for 6'10.5" Anthony Davis. Not Zubats, not Trez Harrell, not the Morris twin. Zero. That is what we have that you did not. Now, Doc can do all this with played our D game, but at the end of the day, Skip, you get an opportunity to take the test. Now, you can't say, well, I didn't get enough sleep or my car broke down. Nah, bruh. We don't want to hear that. We beat you at full strength because that's what you're saying. Oh, we beat you the first 2 times and we weren't even at full strength. When you're at full strength, you out-rebounded the Lakers. Your two bigs, your big two, played exceptionally well, and you still caught an L in your building. Now what, Doc?
Time out. The last time I checked, maybe your memory has fogged as you've had cabin fever during this quarantine time. But remember, the Clippers had beaten the Lakers 2 out of 3 games. And again, they were in striking distance in Game 3. I think Montrez plays Anthony Davis just fine, thank you. And I think Kawhi still wins the majority of his matchups as he did in Game 3 with LeBron James. I think Kawhi is still the better all-around player on offense and defense than LeBron James.
Stop it.
I don't think Doc was just spouting gibberish yesterday when he talked about that finally we were turning into the Clippers. We started understanding each other. He talked about even the Lakers lost, but then he thought we were about to go on a crazy run down the stretch. I love where we're at. This team is good. I think we could beat anybody, anywhere, anytime. So he was seeing all of their firepower come together right on time. And I believe that 2 out of 3 still means that the psychological advantage goes to the Clippers. I'm going to be an optimist here. I still see this glass as half full. I believe they will have some form of playoffs. I'm going to just hang in there. I know there's a lot of doomsaying out there, a lot of pessimism out there. But just as this virus struck so quickly and took us all by storm, it was a blindside. It could dissipate just as quickly, and maybe the sun will break through when you least expect it. So I'm going to be on Doc's side here. I'm going to be more optimistic, and I do think that they were coming together, and I do think they're better than the Lakers, and I'm very surprised. It's almost like LeBron, I'm trying to read between the lines. Is he back to his classic excuse-making, that they got the rug jerked out from underneath them? That's how it was coming across to me, because he was just so pessimistic about everything. It was all past tense. Well, I guess I could look back on what we achieved in a short time together, which really surprised me. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think we'd gel nearly as quickly as we did. It was all past tense, so he's looking backward while Doc is looking forward. Maybe the joke's going to be on LeBron when it's time to play the playoffs like that, and LeBron is not psychologically ready.
LeBron will be psychologically ready. Skip, so what game did they play when they beat the Lakers? I didn't hear Doc saying when they won, they played their B game, their C game, or their D game. He didn't say anything. We played well. I thought we out-executed them down the stretch. I thought we wanted it more than them. Now, what he said after they lost the third time, the third matchup, is that the Lakers wanted it. He didn't mention anything about no D game. All he said was that it seemed like they wanted it. They knew that we had taken the first 2 off them, and they didn't want us to go 3-0. They wanted it more. He wanted to give kudos. Now, he had an opportunity to like, man, I do not want 23 to get confidence because I've seen what 23 is capable of doing when he believes he's invincible. Well, let me try to take some air out of their sail. That's not going to work, Doc. Doc, stop trying to play these mind games. You got it handed to you. Your two best wings since Scotty and Michael got it handed to him. You got no answer because every time AD gets the ball on the block, he shoots that turnaround and he does this to Trez and Zubats. You're too small. You're too small. You need to be this. You like this. Skip Bayless, you got no answer. You at least can throw 4 or 5 different bodies at LeBron. You don't have enough bigs to throw at AD. And that is what we have that you do not. Because remember, he got up to that roaring start opening night, faltered a little bit down the stretch, but LeBron made sure, because Skip, if you remember, they kind of stretched the lead when LeBron was on the bench during the third quarter because they was playing through AD. I need you to be big when I'm off the court. For the first time, LeBron's like, you know what? I need a guy that when I go to the bench, I can rest 3-4 minutes and be cool and not gotta, okay, I'm back at the scores table to check back into the ball game. Nah, bruh, AD got this now. If we can get the ball to AD with some consistency and we don't turn it over, I mean, Skip, y'all out-rebounded us. Let me ask you a question, Skip. What role did the Lakers play and the Clippers play in their D game? Were they out there by themselves? Were they playing shirts versus skin? So it was the starting five of the Clippers against the backup versus the Clippers, or were they playing the Lakers? What role did we play? That's all I need to know, Doc. What role did we play in your playing your D game?
I have the answer to that. You stretched the lead in the third quarter. Avery Bradley made 4 3-point shots in the third quarter alone. In the previous game, game 2 on Christmas Day, Avery Bradley made 0 3-point shots. He made 4 in the third quarter while LeBron was sitting and watching as they built the lead that they would hang on to. Avery Bradley made a 5th 3 with about 4 minutes left in the game when the lead had shrunk to 6. And he made a 5th 3. And the Clippers are like, that's just too good. But he's not going to do that again to us because that was his 6th 3 of the game. So if you can promise me that Avery Bradley will make 6 threes each of the next games that they play against each other, however many it is, in whatever playoffs we have, if it's a best of 3, if he makes 6 threes a game in 3 straight games, I promise you the Lakers will beat the Clippers. But you know and I know that's not going to happen. So what Doc is saying is, yeah, we played our D game, and he didn't say this, but it's between the lines. They got a contribution, LeBron and AD had the advantage of a contribution from a guy who would never do that in his wildest dreams in any sort of playoff game against the Clippers. Avery Bradley, I'll always remember that game as the Avery Bradley Memorial Game. I don't remember anything LeBron did. I can't remember anything that AD did. I just remember him raining threes, especially in the third quarter, until I sat back and said, that's too good. This is his day. This is his moment. It's not going to happen again. And Doc knows it won't happen again. And Doc also knows his team was coming together and about to go on a crazy run when, boom, Rudy Gobert happened, and it was over, at least for the foreseeable future. So don't give me LeBron. Don't give me AD. If you want to give me Avery Bradley, you can have him because you had him for one Sunday, and you're not going to have him again. Period. End of story.
So is Danny Green going to score 0 points? Because that's what he gave us. Is Dwight Howard going to give us 0 points? Because that's what he gave us. Is JaVale McGee only going to give us 5 points? Because that's what he gave us. 5 points and 3 rebounds. Is that what he's going to give us? Is that all JaVale's going to give us? See, all you want to do is talk about what the Clippers didn't do. Oh, the Clippers didn't do this and the Clippers didn't do that. But let me tell you, you can't remember LeBron. Yes, you can. Because the fourth quarter is the money quarter, so says you. And my guy, LeBron, took it over. That's fact. 12 points, 3 assists, and he outplayed Kawhi. Because when LeBron was the first 2 games when LeBron was playing well, and then Kawhi took over the fourth quarter, you disregarded anything LeBron had done in the first 3 quarters. Because you told me the fourth quarter is when you make your hay. So now my guy is bailing big bales of hay. You want to talk about, I can't remember anything AD did, anything LeBron did. This is Avery Bradley. Hey, Trez Harrell was 7 of 10 from the field, 20 points. The Clippers bench outscored the Lakers by 10, as they normally would do. At the end of the day, Skip, there is a reason you shot less than, what did you shoot? You shot less than 40%. That was us. We had something to do with that. We D'd you up. Yeah, you were coming together, but guess what we did? We just unraveled you, took you right apart, and let everybody see what you really are. You're not that good. We're the kings of the West. We're not to be messed with, especially by tenants. That's the last thing that's going to happen. Tenants don't run anything. We're the superintendent. We tell you when to come, when to go, and we come into your building because we got the key, Skip. You know how that works when you live in a building. The superintendent can go and come as he please. Paint, do some stuff, fix appliances, dishwasher. We can do whatever we want, and we did it to you just a little over a month ago, and we're going to do it again if the season resumes.
Well, I thought it was fascinating yesterday that the team that's quarantined in the basement of Staples Center, the leader of that team, the face of that franchise, banged on the door, opened the door, said, I don't care about social distancing. I'm coming up on the main floor today and give me the microphone because I'm going to speak to the world and announce that we're coming back gangbusters. We're coming back with a vengeance because we were on the verge of taking over the NBA when coronavirus hit. And as soon as it dissipates, we're going to be ready to play anybody, anywhere, any place, anytime. And I love the message that Doc sent. And I thought LeBron, as the leader of the franchise, sent a very tepid, sort of let down, low-key message to his team, like, I don't know if we'll have any playoffs or not, but maybe we can look back and hang on to those threads of how good we were. Stop it.
Doc doesn't know if there's going to be a continuation of the season. Doc doesn't know if there's going to be any playoffs. How does he know? So he's Adam Silver now? He's been speaking to Adam Silver? I bet you there's a better chance LeBron James talks to Adam Silver than one Glenn Doc Rivers. What do you say about that? Since he's the face of the team.
About that. Maybe you could be right.
Your guy, Skip.
But Shannon.
Skip, your guy is the face of a team. My guy is the face of a league. You tell me.
Okay. So I got one little blip of vintage LeBron near the end of his media session when he was talking about how he's passing the time at home. He's having tea parties with his daughter. He's playing cards with his wife. And then somebody asked him, have you been watching Tiger King? And LeBron had a good answer that really irked me, but it was a clever answer. He said, Tiger King, I'll watch anything with King in it, Lion King, because obviously he's saying he's still the king, right?
I am the king.
I'm thinking once again, he's the king of what? He's 3-6 in the finals. You're the king of what? I don't know. You could say Tom Brady's the king of the NFL, but how exactly is LeBron the king? He's the self-proclaimed king, but not the literal king. He doesn't have the credentials.
Skip. Let it go. Let the man. Someone asked him, what's he been doing to pass the time? He tells you what he's been doing, and now you criticize the man. You know the man's name is King when they have those nicknames on the back of the jersey. What's on the back of the man's jersey, Skip? Just like Kevin Garnett had the big ticket, and Paul Pierce had the truth, and Kobe had mom. Come on, Skip. You know what the man's name is. And now all of a sudden, he tells you that you got a problem with it.
All I know is that a commercial dropped during the opening night game of this season, seems like ages ago. It was a New Balance commercial featuring Kawhi Leonard in his classic car, and from his keychain was dangling a crown. I think he's the new king of L.A., and I think Doc wants to leave it at that.
And guess what I saw? And LeBron dropped the commercial, a new sport. It's called putting foots in people that step out of place. And that's what Kawhi got about a month ago. Foots.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.